Hi, everyone. Thanks for being here today and tuning into choosing the right social media for platform for your art. I'm Lydia Boss, and my pronouns are she, her. I'm a visual artist, and I'm also a program manager at Artist Trust, and I'm excited to be here with you today. Artist Trust is an artist serving nonprofit. We're based in Seattle, and we serve artists from across Washington state through professional development, grant giving, and other resources as well. Today, I'm here with my friend and coworker, Luther Hughes, who's going to be leading today's webinar.
Thanks, Lydia. So hi, everyone. Like Lydia said, I am Luther Hughes, he, him pronouns. I'm born and raised in Seattle, and I'm also a poet and editor, and I'm also a program manager. And so this webinar is going to focus on social media and how to choose the right platform for your art. You will learn different goals and things, set goals for yourself. And you will learn about Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and Patreon, and how to accomplish some of your goals using these social media platforms. And a Q&A will follow after the presentation that Lydia will kind of, charge and lead. I think that is about it. We can get started with the presentation. Just going to share my screen. All right, again, this is the Choosing the Right Social Media Platform for Your Art webinar. And again, I'm Luther Hughes, and this is for Artist Trust. As Lydia kind of mentioned, our mission is to support and encourage artists working across all disciplines in Washington state. That's kind of our thing there. So starting off with goal setting, and again, there's a lot of goals here, but I'm going to go through them and some goals you can think about when starting your journey into social media. So showcasing or promoting your work is a big goal that people use social media for. Expanding your audience to a global scale, initiating in-field collaborators and cross-sector collaborators, growing more sales and sales-related revenue, expanding your networks and community, building your own community, creating more opportunities, creating a direct communication between you and your audience, platforming events, showcasing events digitally, promoting and showcasing other artists and opportunities, creating a specific brand for yourself, building a public persona, sharing ideas in politics and on politics and pop culture, and then collaborating, interacting with other artists and artwork in your field. So again, thinking about how to set goals for yourself and setting goals when starting to use social media and different platforms. So choosing a platform. So every platform is different, as you probably already know, different benefits, different audiences for each platform. So it's important to know what you're looking for and what you're looking into. So basically do your research. And so again, we'll be talking about Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, and Patreon. Again, I want to highlight again, doing your research on each platform and really knowing what you want to do for that platform and how you want to use it. So first, Facebook. So Facebook is good. I'm more so talking about the business and the fan page, quote unquote. So it's a good way to use it to create direct line of communication between you and your audience. You can platform events and build your own community. So for example, if you host several events, Facebook makes it really easy for you to do that, to use your audience to show your events. You can also invite people to said events, and those invitations can be spread across social media and Facebook as well. There's also a great tool that you can use in Facebook already. You can schedule events in advance, which is a great tool if you're hosting a lot of events back to back to back. So some benefits in using Facebook is, again, creating events. You can organize contests and promotions. Quote unquote fans can leave reviews on your Facebook page. You can choose your landing page on your Facebook account. You can set up a shop, create groups, call to actions, and again, really using that built-in scheduler is really a good tool that Facebook has. Looks like we're loading.
Thanks for your patience, everyone. Sometimes we have to kind of wait for technology to catch up with us. So we appreciate you hanging in there with us.
Yep, it happens, it happens. But we keep going. So, cool. Some quick tips when using Facebook, and thank you for that, Lydia. While it loads up again. So, quick tips when using Facebook. I don't know what's happening, but we keep continuing. So, write a short and very compelling description, right? You want to be short, concise, but make it very, very compelling. Use a profile pic. I have here to use 170 by 170 pixels for a profile pic. And if you have a logo, use that logo. Also use a captivating cover photo. Again, these are the sizes for that: 820 pixels wide by 462 pixels tall. And then if you have a gallery of work, put it in on Facebook, right? Take pictures of your work, really, really use that gallery to really showcase your work. And again, post articles, links, clips of other people's work, of things you love, things you're looking into, to really show yourself and what you believe in on Facebook. It does help right on. So next up is going to be Twitter. Let's see if it's going to pop up for us this time. And it's not. All right, cool. So Twitter. So Twitter will help you do the following, will help you accomplish the following goals: showcasing and promoting your work, expanding your audience to a global scale, expanding your network and community, building your own community, creating a direct line of communication between you and your audience. And it is really good for sharing your ideas on politics and pop culture. So for example, if you want to expand your network, follow the major quote unquote players in your arts field and follow arts organizations and really be in communication with them. This alone will allow you to be on other people's timelines. It will allow you to attract other people, all those things. And so like, retweet, comment, respond back to those major, again, players and those arts organizations in your field. That's going to really help you expand. And so some benefits in using Twitter, again, that direct communication. You can create threads and tweets of conversations. It's a direct interaction between you and those major players and those art organizations in your field. You can create polls and roundtable-like discussions. It's public engagement and public communication. You can broaden your audience. It's easy to stay informed, and it feels a lot more personable than a lot of other social media. So some quick tips. Again, follow those major players and those key organizations in your field. Mention or at work you admire and artists you admire. Search for keywords and follow people who are associated with said keywords. Use hashtags, jump on trends, jump on trends, jump on trends. Follow people back and upload a personable profile pic and banner. Again, showing your face, showing who you are, what you like. Put your location in your tweets, that does help. And use the pin tweet function. And if you have any questions while you're watching, please feel free to put them in the chat. I will get to those questions later on after this presentation. So Instagram is good for, like all things, showcasing and promoting your work, which is like one of the major goals a lot of artists have to use social media. You can expand your audience to a global scale, grow more sales and sales related revenue, expanding your network and community, build your own community, and you can create a specific brand. So for example, if you're a visual artist, you'll be able to curate a visual layout of your page, creating an aesthetic for your audience. Your Instagram can easily become a virtual gallery. Some benefits, again, that visual storytelling. It's very easy to curate a certain aesthetic, certain brand that you like. There's Instagram TV, which is basically just like live TV. There's an option, you don't have to put it on your page, but you can just put it in people's feeds. You can use that feed to go everywhere and everywhere you want to go. Again, Instagram Live, like Facebook Live, like YouTube Live. And you can also save your stories. There's a good story function on Instagram, like Facebook has them as well. You can save those stories and put it in like buckets on your page. So that's pretty cool as well. Again, creating a certain aesthetic and a certain feel for yourself. Some quick tips: follow artists you love, follow your friends, use the Explore page to find new artists and galleries and follow them as well. When posting, use hashtags, Post your stories and tag location. Tagging location is kind of important for using your stories because the city that you're in, if you tag, will share that on their story. So you can easily be seen by a lot of people in a moment. And follow hashtags. I love crows and I follow crows hashtags on my social media Instagram all the time. I love them. So for sure, follow hashtags. Next up, we're going to go to YouTube. So YouTube will help showcasing and promoting your work, expand your audience to a global scale, initiate in-field and cross-sector collaborators, showcase events digitally, build a public persona, share ideas on politics and pop culture, and collaborate and interact with artists and artwork. So, for example, if you have a lot of opinions on pop culture and art and all these things, YouTube is a good platform to kind of talk about your opinions and kind of like air them out for all to see. It's a really good thing for that. And with the right title and category and topic, your video can be put on millions, literally millions of feeds. Some benefits, longer videos, right? Instagram is a good video thing, but Instagram is good for short clips. YouTube is made for the longer videos, the 10 minutes, the 20 minutes, the 30 minutes, and so on. You can live stream like we're doing now. It's good for how-to videos, for workshops and webinars, for behind-the-scene things, DIYs, interviews, reviews. Unlike Instagram's little save stories, YouTube also has channels. You can collaborate with other artists as well, which is a pretty cool thing for YouTube. Some tips, learn from the community that's already doing it, right? YouTube has a certain feel for every art field, every artist. So learn from them, do your research, see what they're doing, and kind of hop on that trend as well. Show your face. Again, it's all about the visual for YouTube. So you want to be seen. People want to know who you are at all times. Keep your channels subject focused. Watermark your videos. Use keywords when titling videos. Again, titling and categories is important because people can just search, I don't know, crows gone wild or something. And if your thing is on there, a good title, you'll pop up on those feeds. I know I really love crows though. And then use tags and categories. Next up is Patreon. So Patreon is a newer social media platform that artists are getting into. It's a kind of a subscription platform. So you can set up tiered incentives and subscribers can access those incentives based on the donation you set for them. It'll help you showcase your work, grow more sales and sales-related revenue, build your own community, create a direct line of communication between you and your audience, and you can create your own brand. So for example, again, Patreon focuses on direct communication and instant satisfaction. The more you do polls and post artwork, the more people will interact and become subscribers. Some benefits of using Patreon is donor cultivation and communication. Again, using those tiered incentives is a great thing to do. You can set things as low as $1. Exclusive looks and sneak peeks. It eliminates tough industry standards and expectations. It combines crowdfunding, shared economy, and the subscription model. Again, donations can be as low as $1, which is great. And there's monthly payouts, so it's instant satisfaction. Some quick tips. Again, research creators in the field you want to do this for. Research is very important. Do the tiered incentives. Fill out your goals area. Have a banner and profile icon. Be clear and concise in the intro space. And use other platforms to promote this platform. A lot of platforms are going to have, to include URL in their about section. You can use Patreon as your website link, as the link people go to. Next up is going to be the 3 C's, which is a thing I totally created. This is not like a law or religion anywhere. I totally made this up. So it's create, connect, and content. So create is going to be about how you're creating your social media platform. Connecting is about the engagement part, and content is what you're posting on social media. So the 3 C's, create, connect, content. So create, username. Make it consistent across all your platforms and avoid using numbers and symbols, things like that. You want to make it really simple. My platform, my username platform is Luther X Hughes across all platforms. So you want to make sure you're using consistent and avoid numbers, symbols, things like that. Profile picture. Again, some people have logos, some people don't. Think about what's appropriate for that platform, right? You can use your face. Think about, is your face your logo? Is your face your brand? Do you have a logo? Think about things like that and make sure you're using the appropriate one for each platform. Your about or bio, depending on the platform. Avoid wearing many hats. A lot of us have our hand in many buckets, right? We're writers, we're dancers, we're all these things. But think about your audience and who you're doing this for. You want to avoid being, avoid saying writer, model, dancer, cook, all these things, right? Just pick one or two hats to wear. URL, again, think about what you want to put on your URL. Should it be your website? Should it be recent work? Should it be Patreon? Like, think about what you want to use for that URL and what makes sense for that moment, for that month, for that year. And again, be yourself. Connect your audience. Who are you creating content for? This is why research is very important. Like, who are you doing this for? And you know your audience more than anybody else. You know your quote unquote fans more than anybody else. So think about them. Think about the content you're doing for them. Engagement, following, commenting, liking, and sharing, and just being genuine. Don't be a jerk to people on social media. Like nobody likes interacting with a jerk, right? So be genuine, be polite, right? Be helpful. And then content, personality. Who are you? What are your opinions? People want to see who you are. That's the whole thing with social media. It's about tearing down that kind of professional quote unquote layer and seeing people for being people. You're still human. Be human. Consistency. When do you get the most response? Right. This again goes into the research part of it, but really the looking at like who's responding to you and how they're responding to you and when they're responding to you, and be consistent about how you're putting out content. I don't know about y'all, but if I go to somebody's go to somebody's page and I haven't seen them do anything for like 5 months, I'm not going to be as likely to follow them or interact with them, right? So think about consistency and being consistent in your content and what you're putting on your platforms, and be concise. Every platform is about quick glimpses of things, right? Concise. Yes, YouTube does have longer video things, but still, even being concise in those videos, right? Think about what you're allowing people to see. And then some lasting tools, tips, and tricks. Download the apps to your phone. Download the apps to your phone. Download the apps to your phone. That's going to be great for you. I promise. It's going to be quick and easy access if you're using the app versus opening your laptop or going to your computer every time you want to post something. And then use scheduling apps. There's things like Hootsuite and TweetDeck you can use to schedule them, but look them up. Use apps to increase quality of content. There are so many image apps, so many video editing apps, so many things you can use to kind of increase the quality of your content. Use analytics tools. Google has them, use those tools. Again, doing the research to find what's going to be great for you. And last but not least, I said it before, hop on social media trends and hashtags. People go viral from hopping on trends. Think about it. Just hop on them, do something real quick, and I'm sure people are going to be even loving you even more and more. And it'll allow you to show your personality even more. And I think that's it for me. I'm going to hand it over back to Lydia for questions.
Thanks, Luther.
Yeah.
So we definitely have a couple of questions here, and just a reminder to everyone, you can post questions in the chat on YouTube, and I will keep my eyes peeled and we'll share them with Luther as they continue to come in. So one question that we got right off the bat was, I'm feeling kind of tired of social media and I have an artist page on Facebook. Do you have any advice about helping this individual to continue to activate that page, or maybe something new for them to try so that they're feeling kind of reinvigorated in their social media journey?
Yeah, good question. I'm sure a lot of us are tired of social media. It does become kind of a hole sometimes. But as far as how to innovate or invigorate or kind of rethink your Facebook page or artist page, I would one think about what you're already doing. So say you're doing a lot of, I don't know, just showcasing your work all the time. Think about how you can then change that idea. Maybe showcasing your work through a video, maybe having other people showcase their work on your artist page, maybe posting links and articles to other things you're liking on your page, right? And so maybe switching the kind of the path of your page to something else. Maybe creating again, there's polls on Facebook, so creating polls creating DIY stuff, maybe doing the behind the scenes on your Facebook page and going live about that. And so yeah, just thinking about what you're doing already and kind of like bump up that personable approach. So yeah, polls, posting like live video, things like that. Maybe even having chats with your friend and making it go live on their Facebook page.
That was great. Thanks. Our next question, this individual says, "Hi, Luther. I'm looking for a more effective Twitter life. Do you have any basic tips or resources you'd be willing to share?"
Yeah, I don't really have resources, but I have some basic tips. So I'm really like really big on Twitter. Like I love Twitter like that. And so my only tip would be to talk to a lot of people and respond to a lot of people that you're admiring. The first tip I think would be to post artwork and post work by people that you love. So say you really love, I don't know, somebody's choreography or something. Maybe posting that video and saying, "Hey, so and so, I really love this piece. Like, thank you for doing it." So things like that, really like increasing interaction and increasing your love of other artists will get them to follow you, and then that'll expand your community by like leaps and bounds. So just yeah, just being genuine and talking literally to everybody that you love.
Do you have any further advice about Patreon or Medium? Also, do you know what Patreon costs for an individual artist account?
I believe Patreon is free. Patreon is free. All these things are free. I know YouTube, no, YouTube, I'm sorry, Instagram does have a business thing you can do. And I think that might cost. I'm not sure that's something you should research, but Patreon is free and Medium is free. So Patreon again is a subscription model, right? And so think about you subscribing to um, a journal or a magazine or something like that. Like they're getting something back based on the amount you would give them, right? Um, if you're an artist for Patreon, again, doing those incentives, doing those tiered incentives, starting with $1, $5 to $10, $20, and just really digging into those incentives. Medium is almost like a Tumblr. It's more blog style, and people use that a lot for a lot of writers use that, I believe, opposed to other art fields. And it's like a blog, pretty much, like Tumblr. I can talk more about Medium if you're curious, but just think blog style for Medium.
Thanks.
Mhm.
I'm going to combine two questions because I know you and I think that you can answer them both at once. They're related to each other. The first is, how do you manage your time in keeping up with social media accounts? Do you only respond to art comments? And then another question that we got is, what scheduling apps do you recommend? So maybe you can break down what a scheduling app is, and
Mhm.
then how also maybe you're able to manage all of your different accounts.
Yeah, cool. So some scheduling apps to look into, and Leah, if you can type these into the chat, that'd be great. Um,
Sure.
Hootsuite, so HOOTSUITE is a good one, and that's for multiple multiple platforms. And then there is TweetDeck, TweetDeck, and that's strictly for Twitter. I believe there are a few more that I can look at. Oh, also Buffer,
Buffer.
BFFER. Those are probably the most common ones. I would say research like scheduling apps just to be sure if those aren't working for you. TweetDeck is free. I believe Hootsuite and Buffer might have a fee to sign up. I'm not sure on that one, but again, doing your research. Um, as far as managing time, again, that's a good way to manage time is using the scheduling apps. I would also say take time if you're like really trying to be big on social media for your artistry, take time out of your day to respond to people and respond to comments. Like treat it like a job, right? Like you want to really be genuine, but really be intentional about what you're saying to people. So take maybe an hour out of your day, like, okay, from 1 to 2, I'm going to sit down and respond to people. From 3 to 4, I'm going to like things. From 5 to 6, I'm going to go on a rampage and promote a lot of people's work. And so like think of it as a job, right? Your artistry is your business. So incorporate this part of your business in something very intentional.
Thanks. That's really helpful.
Yeah.
Let's see here. We have a bunch of questions. How do you feel about hashtags? Is it like the more the better, or should I be more selective? Can you talk about hashtags a little?
Yeah, people say putting hashtags on certain things makes you seem corny or thirsty. I say be corny and thirsty. Like I don't see the issue with trying to make sure that people are seeing your work because again, you're a business, right? We don't have, we're not going on TV and having commercials, so we have hashtags, right? People do follow hashtags and click on hashtags. That's not a fake thing. That's not a myth. People really do go to hashtags. And the more hashtags you have, the more time people are going to see it on people's explore page or search page. Also, hashtags go trend are trendy. On Twitter, there is a whole trend section that are just hashtags. On Instagram, we go to the explore page, you can look up hashtags. So, yes, use hashtags. Now, at a certain point, you may feel like, okay, I have enough followers, enough audience to not use hashtags, and that's fine. But I think if you're just getting started with social media, you should definitely use the hashtag that you want people to find you on. Yeah. Also, something I'll say about that too. Every platform has a hashtag like search thing, right? And so YouTube has it, they're called categories, topics. Again, Facebook has it kind of, but it's really big for Twitter and Instagram. So again, for sure, use them. At some point, again, you're gonna feel like, maybe this is too much, but until you're at that point, use them. Always use them.
So, speaking of hashtags and trends, we have a question. Someone's asking, what do you mean by a trend on social media? Can you break that down for us a little?
Yeah, so when I say trend, think of it in the same line as things going viral, right? And viral meaning that it has picked up so much speed in pop culture and media that it become a cultural thing, right? And so trends are the same way. Trends are something that is picked up, drastically in pop culture and in, well, I call it pop culture, in pop culture and media. Something that's going to change or influence pop culture and media. So that's a trend. Um, so, for example, if you go on Twitter, I'm sure there's a trend right now for the Minnesota riots right now. Those are trends. Hop on that trend. Hop on what's currently being talked about in pop culture and in media.
Great, thank you. Someone says, I'm curious if it's possible to post on Instagram and your artist Facebook page at the same time.
Um, so I'm guessing the question is about how the platforms can talk to each other.
I think so.
Yes, that's very possible. I believe the answer is yes. You can talk to they can all talk to each other. You can post on Instagram and Facebook and Twitter at the same exact time. Like this, you can do it on YouTube as well. You can set up your YouTube to your Facebook and to your Twitter. But yes, they do all talk. It's a setting on one of those platforms that define yourself, I'm sure. But yeah, they all talk to each other, but they can.
So I have two questions that are different, but again related. So I'm going to ask them kind of in tandem. One says, which social media is the most productive for a dancer? And then the other is, which is a better fit for visual art, Instagram business page or personal page?
Ooh,
So
good
I
question.
guess they are different, but
Yeah. So for dancers, YouTube is fantastic. Dancers post videos of themselves dancing on YouTube all the time, as well as performances, as well as like concept videos, which is basically just a music video, but they're dancing opposed to like doing music. Um, so yeah, YouTube for sure. Um, Instagram is good if you're wanting to show like a small clip of yourself dancing, or maybe you're just showing, what you're doing from a class or yourself dancing or something like that. That's what Instagram is for dancers. Or just even promoting the larger video, you can put that on Instagram as promotion. Um, and the other question was about visual artists using Instagram, a business page or the personal page.
mhm.
I think it's up to the artist to see if they are going to sell their work. If they're going to sell their work, then I would say use a business page. If you're just going to use your Instagram to like a visual gallery or just like kind of an aesthetic or visual storytelling, I would say the personal page. Um, but again, it's up to you how you want to use your Instagram. The business page does offer a certain level of, I'm going to quote, professionalism because it is a business. Um, but I would say the downside, it comes off as less personable and like more commercial like. And if you want to be commercial business or business scene, or do you want to be personable and friendly, things like that? It's just up to you what you want to do for that page.
Cool, thank you. Do you have any particular recommendations for apps to improve the quality of content?
I do, Libby. Can you put those also in the chat for
Yeah,
me?
no problem.
That's them. I have a few things. So if you're wanting to increase the quality of your pictures, there's Snapseed. That's SNAPSEED. And then there's Visco, VSCO. Visco also kind of functions like a social media platform almost. Like you can have people go to it and follow your Visco account. You can also post directly to your other social media platforms through Visco. So Visco and Snapseed is good for pictures. For videos, you have iMovie, you have an Apple product, so IMOVIE. You have InShot, INSHOT, and I think it's Magisto or Magisto. I'm not sure how to say it, but that's MAGISTO. And those are good for videos. Um, as far as like things, I would, if you're on Twitter and wanting to kind of make sure you're writing correctly, you can do things like go on Grammarly and putting the tweet into the see making sense. But usually words aren't a big thing. People are like trying to increase the quality of. But yeah, for videos and pictures, those are some good ones to kind of start off with. And again, do your research, research.
Great, thank you. Our last question, Luther, what's your username on your different platforms?
Hilarious. Luther X Hughes. First name LUTHER, the letter X, and then Hughes HUGHES. That is my social media for Twitter and Instagram. I'm not on YouTube and I don't have a Facebook, so those are my two social media platforms.
Great. Well, thanks so much, Luther, and thanks all of you for attending today and for all of your questions. We really do appreciate you being here with us. This webinar will be available on our website and will also be sent to you via email once it's uploaded to our website early next week. If you're looking for any additional information on Artist Trust COVID-19 relief efforts, please check out artisttrust.org. We are going to be doing more webinars in the future, so please stay tuned to our website and also to our social media for updates on all of our programs. So thank you again, and we hope that you have a really great weekend.
Thank y'all.
Bye-bye.